Hi, and a huge welcome to day 7 of level 3. You are officially at the end of the beginner yin yoga course. But before we actually close our course, I wanted to share one more wonderful tool, wonderful practice that you can incorporate into your yin yoga practice as well as into your life. So for today, I asked you to have your mat ready because we will be learning some somatic movements. Somatic movements are really small movements that you make but have such a tremendous impact on your nervous system, on releasing all the unwanted things from your body, and like anxiety, stress. They can bring your cortisol levels down, and they're just something so beautiful to have in your toolkit that I really wanted to share it with you because I think it can vastly improve the quality of your life. These movements you can do daily, you can do them when you're practicing yoga. You'll see that some of them you can easily actually incorporate into your practice. For instance, when you come onto your belly, you can do some hip rocking, or you can do them in bed. Most of them are totally fine doing in bed. Only the heel rocking I find some difficulties, and you'll see why, because we are relying on the friction from our heels, and for me that just isn't happening in bed. But aside from that, you can literally use them at any point during the day. Personally, I love doing them in the morning because I find that my cortisol levels are still slightly higher, which is normal because they are a means of waking our body up, but mine tended to be a bit too high, which led to anxiety. So I kind of developed a practice of doing this stuff in the morning to just give my body a good start to the day. Another thing about somatics and why I am so passionate about this is that they really changed my life for the better. If you are interested in learning more, I highly recommend Liz. You can find her at @theworkoutwitch on Instagram. I did her course. It transformed my life because even after I have healed and released depression and anxiety, I found that I still wasn't able to fully participate in life. I didn't have the right energy levels. I was slightly still in freeze mode. I would procrastinate too much, and just all of the things I wanted to do, I couldn't, or I still struggled doing them. So once I did the somatics course from Liz, my energy levels just skyrocketed. I'm now able to actually fully participate in life, which before I was never able to. And the reason was that I had so much stored stress in my body that I just wasn't functioning. Even though my mind started functioning way better, my body was not yet healed, and somatics really helped with that. So if you're struggling with any kind of issues where you feel like you don't sleep well, you feel like you don't have enough energy, you're stuck in freeze, you doom scroll, anything like that can actually be a sign that you have been living in fight or flight or in freeze. She talks a lot about fight or flight versus freeze and high cortisol levels on her Instagram, so I highly recommend checking her out. And also, if you notice that any of the things she mentions apply to you, I cannot recommend her course enough. For now though, I'm just going to be introducing you to a few somatic movements, the ones that I personally do daily, and even just the 3 that we are learning here can be groundbreaking for you. So let's get started. The first one we'll do is called hip rocking, so you'll make your way onto your belly. And with somatics, you really want to make sure that you're doing everything in the laziest way possible. That was one key thing that Liz taught. Really just making it small, making it easy, making it lazy, kind of like you're on vacation and just enjoying yourself. And this will really assist your body in releasing more. So for hip rocking, get on your belly. You place your hands in front of you to create a little shelf for your head. You bring your forehead onto your hands. Release any tension from the shoulders, Make sure that they are relaxed. You can wiggle around a bit. And then with your legs around hip-width distance apart, just feel first the floor beneath you. Allow yourself to really settle here. And then we'll just begin sloshing our hips side to side. So you just go left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. And just keep sloshing those hips. You will feel the skin on your low back sliding. And just keep sloshing. You can do this for around a minute. That's a great time when you're first starting out with somatics. And as I said, you can do this literally at any point during the day. When you feel like you need a break, a little bit of a reset, because a lot of tension gets stored in our hips. This is just a beautiful, fast way of releasing that tension. So we'll just keep going for a little while longer. And when you're ready, bring the movement to a pause. Feel your body heavy against the floor. And then in the laziest way possible, roll onto one side and then come onto your back. This will feel similar to what we did in Yin Yoga, except it will be inviting some movement. So begin in this position with your feet flat on the mat, the knees are facing the ceiling, and then just bring one leg in at a time. Now, instead of going into a reclined child's pose, we will cross at the ankles. It doesn't matter which leg comes on top. Place our hands onto our knees, and we're going to start drawing circles. The hands are the driving force. Your legs are passive. Small circles can actually feel much better than bigger ones. But you can play around with the size because, again, everybody is very individual in what they need in a certain moment in time. So we're just drawing circles and giving our low back a nice massage while we're at it. And then just reverse in the direction of the circles. Doesn't matter which direction was first and which second, as long as you do both ways. Just keep drawing those circles with your hands, guiding your knees along. When you're ready, come to a pause. Place your feet back to the mat one at a time. Take a second here and then extend your legs long. We're going to do one more somatic movement, and this next one is actually perfect if you are perhaps experiencing some anxiety. This is something that I used often. I would just do the heel rocking and I would feel amazing afterwards. And for heel rocking, you want to place your arms down by your sides with the palms facing down. Bring your legs around hip distance apart and in parallel position, so your feet are facing the ceiling, or I should say the toes are facing the ceiling. This will make the movement much easier. And then all you'll be doing is pressing through the balls of the feet, forward and back. And this will create a very bubbling motion throughout your entire body. You can feel your head bubble, the whole body bubbles. And just let this happen. You are merely pressing through the bottom of your feet to create this rocking motion. And rocking motions are one of the most soothing motions for our nervous system, which is why this works like a charm, and it's actually so easy to do. Like I said, this is my go-to for whenever I'm feeling a bit anxious or stressed. And it just helps release all of that from the body. We're going to keep going for a bit longer, just to really familiarize ourselves with how this feels. And then whenever you are ready, bring the movement to a pause. Relax your legs, let them flop to the side. Rest your attention. And then very, very lazily, again, roll onto one side before using the support of your hands to press yourself back up into a seat. Just take a second here. Notice how you feel in your body right now. We weren't doing the movements for long, but I'm pretty sure that you can feel something has shifted in your body. It may be profound, it may be very small and simple, but these exercises do turn on our parasympathetic nervous system. So if you feel your stomach growling a bit, or if you feel like a bit more saliva arrived in your throat, then that's all parasympathetic. If you feel like yawning, if you feel a bit sleepier, it's also parasympathetic. Or if you just feel slightly calmer, like you can breathe more easily, your heart rate isn't fast. So just integrate, notice. And yes, you can absolutely do this as often as you would like. I would recommend in the beginning not doing it more than twice per day, just because we don't want to overwhelm your body by any chance. But of course, this is very comforting, very relaxing. It's very gentle movements. So please invite them into your life, weave them into your practice, do them in the morning, in the evening, or wherever, whenever you feel the need for some somatics. And of course, I am not yet a somatic practitioner, so please go check out Liz at theworkoutpitch.com. I do intend to study with her in the future because somatics have been so life-changing that I also want to include them more in my practices. So maybe we'll see each other in somatic courses as well. Now that that's been said, again, a massive congratulations on finishing your beginner yin yoga course. You have done an amazing job. Of course, it still applies that I want you to go through the sequences again for one more week. We have been using blocks for the first time, and so I want you to take the practice, run through it for another week, really familiarize yourself with the blocks, with the poses, and also because classes have been slightly longer, this is also building your body to be prepared for longer yin yoga sequences, because so much magic can happen in longer yin yoga sequences, but it can only happen when you are ready for them. If you jump into a 90-minute class, it can be more suffering than pleasure, and nobody wants to suffer. and that's totally not the point of yin yoga. So really just run through the sequences again. Take the lessons, explore the poses if you're doing it on your own with the workbook that is available on the Joint Serenity website. Then I want you to again add around a minute to every pose, see how that feels. If it doesn't feel good, just stick to our schedule that we had on video, and that's also perfectly fine. Now, I'm not just going to leave you at the end of the course. I do have some bonuses that we'll be releasing after your additional week of practicing is over, because I wanted to invite you to the longer classes, to classes where we are not teaching, where I'm not teaching, when you're not learning in this more course style way of classes, but actually just doing yin yoga. And the poses are all ones that are familiar to you, so you can really just settle in, enjoy your practice, enjoy the sequences. And I will also be including some longer practices. Like I mentioned, jumping into a long one right from the start, not good. But I want you to have the option for when you are ready to actually do longer classes. So I'm still currently deciding on the length of the classes. I'm pretty sure that I will do 3 bonus classes with varying lengths so that you can really explore how a certain amount of time being in yin poses, holding them for longer, going through more asana in the same class feels for you. So I know that you're going to have a great time. I can't wait to record them, to see what comes through to me, and just give you a nice kind of farewell gift so that you can fully enter the world of yin yoga. And of course, I have more classes on my channel. You can also practice with wonderful other teachers that are here on YouTube, or you can build your own practice. That is also a wonderful thing to do. You already have a lot of poses, even if you take just the ones that we have learned throughout this course. That is already a huge catalog of poses to pick from. We have worked on every part. We have literally touched every single area of the body. And while yes, there are many more poses out there, more advanced poses as well, and while benefits can be slightly different from pose to pose, I have actually provided content that kind of covers most of it, even with just what we have done. So you can absolutely build your own sequences from what we have done here. You can grab a book, you can go to a live class. There is just a whole world of yin yoga that is open to you. And I hope that you really take this invitation, that yin yoga becomes a part of your life, that you keep cultivating this beautiful energy that we are creating with yin yoga, and that you love, nourish, and cherish yourself through this practice. Thank you so much for being here, for doing this. You are absolutely wonderful, and I wish you the most amazing, beautiful life you could possibly want. So for one more time, let's place together our hands together at the heart. You can see I'm super happy for you guys, so much that my mouth isn't running as it should. Too much joy inside of me, but there can never be too much joy. So let's have gratitude on joy. Feel into where you feel joy in your life. Let the people, the circumstances, the animals, the times of year, the things, whatever it is, let it come to mind that fills you with joy. And as it fills you with joy, feel your chest expanding. Feel that beautiful, beautiful, expansive feeling moving through your chest. The warmth, the space, the sensations where your heart feels as if it could encompass the entire world. And just let it grow. And let it grow more. And feel into the gratitude for the beauty of this joy. Into the gratitude that you can feel such amazing sensations that are a part of your life, a part of your existence, the reason why you are here on planet Earth. And just let them envelop you. Let them wash over you. The joy, the gratitude. And with a smile on your face, thank yourself for everything. Thank you.